And for whatever complex of reasons, we've never been able to break the pattern of so much hunger and so much poverty. The very, very interesting establishment economist, there is no bridge long enough to bridge the divide ideologically between Jeffrey Sachs and my own views, but Jeffrey Sachs is an astonishingly gifted economist who has written a remarkable book called The End of Poverty. And whatever differences I may have with Jeffrey, his commitment to ending poverty is deep, abiding, and profound. And I remember back in 2003, Jeffrey authored a study for the World Health Organization called The Macroeconomics of Health, in which he argued, it seemed to me unassailably, that you can never get to economic growth until you deal with the vulnerability of the social sectors. And Jeffrey argued that it is a mistake to imagine that you can yank a society out of poverty and out of hunger simply by virtue of economic growth or by other econometric policies, whether it's debt reduction or deficit reduction or taxes being reduced. You have to deal with the social sectors. And this is a guy whom Time magazine and everybody else described as the brightest economist in the world. And Jeffrey, who has an otherwise conventional view of the way in which financial architecture should work in countries, is absolutely persuaded that we all make a mistake in assuming that economic growth will yank you out of impoverishment. And it's interesting that the Ontario Association of Food Banks, in its most recent study, made the same arguments and made them quite eloquently in arguing that this assumption that you can work your way out of it simply by improving growth, that assumption is profoundly flawed.